Hey guys, so we're going to color the trousers. So we're going to get the lightest color. So let me just, and I'm also using sharpies too. So it's always good to layer first with the lightest color. Otherwise, it might get you might get too dark. While if you start with the lighter color, and if it's too light, then you can easily just you could darken it up. So we're just gonna color this, and the main thing is that the color is going to be red. So that's the main color that we're going to try and get. But first we're starting with pink, and this is the lightest pink, so we're gonna start with this. It's also important to add a few layers and try to make it as blended as possible. Also, if you don't know how to coat, if you don't know how to give an even coat of markers, then I suggest one thing. You should draw a square, and then you should color it in, and make sure you don't see all these, and try not to make all these streaky lines, because then you might have to add 2 more layers, where you could do it the faster way by not making it so streaky, and then you don't have to make any more layers at all. So that's an oops on my part. Next color we need is this color. We're just gonna use it for some shadow for the pockets. Next color we need is this color to blend it out. Then I'm going to use a Sharpie just to color it. This is where we start layering the color. So this is orange. By the way, this isn't marker paper. It's normal A4 paper. So we'll see how much marker this paper will take up. Hopefully it won't tear, because that's just going to be really bad. But if it doesn't tear, that's just going to be luck on my part. So if you know what marker paper is, make sure to use marker paper for this. Going to use this red marker now. This time I'm going to color over it. And as you guys can see, it's red. By layering, we layer the shadows, so we could just color this in. But sometimes you color it in so far that you can't see the shadow, which I think is what happened here. Also, the red line art is gone. But I don't know if you guys can see the red line art, but I can still kind of see it. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to add this purple Sharpie. Oh, that's too dark. See, I think that's gonna be too dark again. We're going to use this. Whoosh. It's really tearing. And we're just going to use it to shape the other one. And then we're going to go over with the red. Now to get onto the hair. I think I'm just going to color the hair with a really dark brown Sharpie. So first, I think I'm going to have to start with this. Just layering again, and then I'll go with the dark black Sharpie. Yep, this marker is definitely dry. Let's find this really dark Sharpie. And we're going to just color the hair with this dark brown Sharpie. Try to keep inside the lines as much as possible. Now, the dark brown Sharpie is the same Sharpie as, is the same color as the color I used for the eyes. So, if you guys are wondering if it look the same, that's because it's the same color. Just coloring corners, stuff. Now that red line are just really disappearing. One thing about Sharpies is that you really have to blend. You have to try and blend more with it. Then you have to do the pro markers. But Sharpies are still good. They're cheap. They have lots of shades. So yeah, they're pretty good. But I definitely recommend pro markers better than Sharpies. Only because they don't take as long to blend as Sharpies do. Also, by making dark hair, I really made some good contrast between the hair and the shirt. So that's another thing. I don't really think I minded about the color scheme for this one since I'm just trying markers. So I didn't really want to worry about the color scheme for today. thing is that, like, you see these lines, like, over here? They're not really supposed to be there. Like, they're not really good for blending. So, I just heard in one of the videos that that's not really that good for blending. So, that's an oops on my part. So, I think I'll just have to put a few coats of this marker again. And we've got the full hair. I think we're just gonna add another layer again. And I'm just gonna add shadows while I'm doing it. This is a pretty dark marker, so I think I could probably add as much shadow as I want because this layers really well for some reason. Just keep on layering. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Wow, this marker really layers well. I'm just gonna do the same thing all over your hair. I had to layer on two or three times to get the dark coatedness. But when I did get it, it really did contrast, so that was something that I liked. Now we're going to color the little buns on the hair. And we're going to do the same thing as we did today to the other side of the hair. Now I'm just going to layer on again. I'll put 2 or 3 coats of this marker. And now since the bow is sort of pulling on the hair, I decided to make some extra shadow there. I think I should add this purple Sharpie. Yeah, that really made it darker. And then I blend it with the Sharpie. I'm going to do the same thing the other side. going to add the shadow now. Wait, I think I kind of lost the curl there. Anyways, I'll add it when I add the white art. But for now, we're gonna focus on the coloring. I think I need to add another coat. Yeah, that's really dark. And then we add it to the bottom of the bow. I'm going to add the same dark Sharpie. And we're just going to make it really dark around the bow. And then we're gonna blend it with the brown. Right now we need to color sky. Always start with the lightest color, like I said before. This color is pretty light, right? Need to get some Sharpies. So let's move these markers to the side. Then we have some blue shades. So we always have to start with the lightest, which in this case is this one. Oh, it's actually pretty dark. Wrong marker. That's why it's always good to swatch before you do it. Because the marker you're using might seem light, but it's actually pretty dark. I think the lightest marker is actually this one. So you're going to use this marker. Also, while I was coloring this color is really beautiful. I really like this color. It's a perfect sky blue color. Even though it's not really that light to start with if you're layering. But I think it's pretty good. Also, the red from the pen actually made it look good, so I'm glad I used the red pen instead of a normal pencil. Wait, I think we should use this for shading. We could use this for shading around the shirt. Maybe later. Now we're going to use the other small nib just to get into some small areas. Like clouds, like we're supposed to leave white. So we're gonna do that. And then we're going to color the large areas with the broad nib. By the way, this is what it's called. This is the broad nib and this is the short nib. By the way, this marker isn't as streaky as the brown marker, which I found a little bit weird. I don't know what was going on with that brown marker. It just got so streaky. But this marker, it's very smooth and really, really nice. Like, I don't even need to press hard. Like, I just have to, like, you know, put on the paper, and then it just, you know, just does the job really nicely. Oops, accidentally colors a cloud. But I think that's fine. I'm going to be using the broad nib again. Just color some small areas, like around the hair. And then I'm going to recolor it with the broad nib. And I'm going around this cloud as best as I can. One thing is, this marker does bleed, so to prevent this mess, I think what you do is that you should put paper, like you could put any type of paper, and then it wouldn't bleed like over to this side of the page. So I forgot to do that, so it bled into 2 pages, but I'm glad it didn't bleed as much, because alcohol markers, base markers bleed very much, but they also blend well, so yeah. The reason why I like this is that it takes longer to dry, which will make it easier to blend even more. So yeah. Color this again. Going around the hair. I'm going in tiny circles. Okay, let me just layer that a bit more. Now, using the broad nib for the last time, I'm just going to fill in some spaces. I thought need some fill-ins like here. Actually, I can add a shadow like over the I'm going to add a shadow over the cloud actually, so that it will look like the cloud's actually 3D. I'm going to add this color. Yeah, it's pretty dark, with other Sharpie markers were darker, so I think this was the best choice. Then I'm just going to add sort of like sort of a semicircle, and then that would look like a shadow. And then you blend it by using the broad nib. Then you just blend it. This marker really blends well with other markers, and I can already tell. And I'm going to use the same technique for all of the clouds. And then you blend it out again. And then the last clouds I think need shadow is this one. And since this one is pretty far away, it usually needs a darker shadow, so I added a darker blue. And then I blended it out with this marker. Now that I'm done, it's finally time to add some line art. Line art takes some time, so never rush the line art. Also, what I really think about these markers is that they're really good at blending with other markers, and that they're really good at layering. Well, one thing say that they're just really good markers.